In this video, you'll be given an overview of Google Docs, along with some useful tips and tricks to help you get the most out of this feature-packed online word processor. You can create Google Docs from the Google Drive homepage. To access the Google Drive homepage, first log on to your My Campus portal, and then click on the triangle located in the Launchpad. When you're inside any Google application, you can access Google Docs by going into the Google App Launcher and selecting Docs. You can also create a new Google Doc by going up to New, then moving your cursor until you see Google Docs. Then, move your cursor to the right where you see the arrow. When you hover over the arrow, you'll see two options for creating a new document. You can either create a blank document, or choose to create a new document from a template. If you want to create a new document from a template, you'll be taken to a page where you can choose from a wide variety of university-specific and general document templates. This can be useful if you want to create a resume, for example, and do not want to spend too much time figuring out the formatting. You can just choose one of these templates, and just swap the default text for your own. There are also templates for things like class notes, memos, essays, brochures, and many other templates designed for common use cases. For this example, though, we will not use a template. Let's create a blank document. If you have used a word processor before, like Microsoft Office for example, you should notice a lot of similarities between Google Docs and the word processor you are used to. Up here, in the top of the screen, you will see the title of your document, along with some icons to the right, and a menu of options to the bottom. To change the title of your document, simply click on the current title, and type in what you would like to name it. Type Enter on your keyboard to set your new title. This star icon allows you to star/unstar the document. When you star a document, it will allow you to access it from the Starred tab on the Google Drive homepage. This can be useful for when you want to access files you're currently working on more quickly, rather than digging through your drive to find it. This folder icon allows you to move your file to another location on your drive. This cloud icon right here means that all recent changes have been saved in the cloud. As you make changes to your document, the cloud icon will change to say, Saving, indicating that your document is being saved continuously as you work. Unlike traditional word processors, when working on documents in Google Drive, every change you make is saved automatically, so you do not need to worry about saving manually. Below, you'll find the menu bar, where you'll find many different options related to document formatting, sharing, the insertion of media, and much more. Some notable options include being able to download your file in a variety of different file formats, like as a PDF or a Word document. Most of the time when you submit assignments to a professor, they require it to be in one of those two formats. Make sure to refer to the assignment instructions for the required document type. Another option is being able to insert different types of media, such as images, tables, drawings, charts, special characters, and equations. You also have access to tools like a dictionary, and have the ability to check the word count for your document. The most important of these menu options, though, is definitely the Help tab, as you can search the menu options in order to find what tool you're looking for. You can also access Google Docs help documentation from this menu option as well. Visit this frequently if you need help with using Docs, or need to quickly find a menu option. Below the menu bar, you'll find a toolbar with additional formatting options, like changing the font, font size, font weight, text color, and much more. You can also print your document by going to the printer icon. Since there are a lot of menu options, make sure to use the Help tab frequently to help you find the tool you're looking for. If you want to share a document with someone, you can do so by heading over to the top right corner and clicking on the blue Share button. Sharing is a prominent feature in the Google Drive suite. You can share documents easily with others, and even collaborate in real time. This means that whether you are across town or across the world, you and whoever you choose to share the document, spreadsheet, and/or presentation with can both be working together at the same time via the internet. This makes a huge difference when in a remote learning environment, because you do not need to constantly email files back and forth between you and other people to make reviews and edits. This means that if you are working on a study guide with classmates, for example, you can spend less time actually sharing the document, and instead spend more time creating, editing, and eventually learning with your study guide. Essentially, collaboration in Google Docs saves you valuable time that can be spent elsewhere. You have two options with how you can share a document with someone. First, you can enter the email address of the person you want to share this with. If you are sharing this with someone in the UMain system, you can also just type in the person's name, and they will pop up. Or, if you would rather send someone a link instead, you can choose to copy the link given and paste it into a text message to send to someone, or any other means of textual communication. When you choose someone to share the document with, you have the option to set their permissions when accessing the document. Editor means that they have the rights to change the document, however they wish. Viewer means that they are only allowed to view the document and nothing more. When sharing a document, spreadsheet, or presentation, you will also get the option of commenter, which means that someone is only allowed to make comments on the shared document, and nothing more. Once you've chosen your permissions, you can also choose whether you want them to be notified that they have a document shared with them. This notification would be sent to their email. You can also choose to add a message to go alongside that notification. You should always add a message detailing what the file is and why you are sending it if you have not talked with the person beforehand. If it is a document and you want them to make suggestions and/or edits to it, make sure to include what you would like edits and suggestions on in this message as well. Once you complete all that, you would then click Send to share the document with whomever you just chose. For this example though, I will not share this document with anybody. Now that you have seen a brief overview of Google Docs and its interface, let's dive a bit deeper and learn about some more useful features. Right now, you're looking at the script for this video. Some of the features you will be shown are better at use when there is some actual text to work with. Since we just talked about sharing documents and collaborating in Docs, one of the most useful features in that regard is the ability to make comments. There are about 5 ways by which you can make comments to a document. The easiest is just to highlight where you would like to comment, right-clicking and then clicking Comment. You can also highlight where you'd like to comment and then either go to Insert and then click on Comment, go to the toolbar and click on the speech bubble with a plus inside of it, go to the newly appeared speech bubble and click on it, or go to the speech bubble icon located to the right of the Share button and click Comment. Let's make a comment using the easiest method. No matter how you, or whomever you shared the document with, makes a comment, it will appear in the right-hand margin. To edit, delete, or link to the comment, click on the 3 dots. Linking to the comment allows you to create a link to share with people that would direct them to the specific comment. To resolve a comment, click on the blue check mark. Think of this as just crossing off items from a checklist. To reply to a comment, click on the box below and type your reply. If you want to mention a specific person in a comment or reply, use the @ symbol and then type their name. If you do this, they will receive an email with a comment or reply contained inside. And to reply, click Reply. In the top right corner under the Share and Comment buttons, you'll see a drop-down menu that says Editing. This drop-down menu lets you change the mode you are in. So, for instance, this mode we are in now is the editing mode, which is used for, well, editing your document. The suggesting mode is useful for when you want to make edits that you are not sure you want to make yet. Suggestions appear as comments, and you can reply to them and at people just like you would with regular comments. Once you're done suggesting, Either click on the checkmark to save that suggestion, or click on the X to delete it. Finally, viewing is for looking at a document without having the ability to make any edits or suggestions. Have you ever written a report, removed something from it, then went along writing, and then sometime after regretted it? Well, with Google Docs, there are no more regrets. Google Docs saves multiple versions of your document as you work, so you can access any previous versions of it at any time, and restore them if you wish. You can either view your version history by clicking on where it says Last Edit in the menu bar, or you can go to File, and then Version History, and click See Version History. Once you get to the version history page, you will be greeted with the current version of the document. The sidebar to the right is where you can access the previous versions of your document's history. This history includes revisions you and others have made. Using this, you can go back to see what changes you made, and even restore certain versions completely by going up to the Restore This Version button. Or, you can restore parts of it by manually going into the desired version and copying and pasting the text or media into your newest version. You can also rename versions for better organization by clicking on the timestamp of the version. If you wanted to make a new document of a certain version, you can click on the 3 dots to the right of the version and click Make a Copy, and set a name, and where you would like to save the file. With Google Docs, you can research using Google and insert references right into your document. To do this, click on the little bubble with a star on it in the bottom right corner. This is the Explore tab, and may by default populate with some searches and images based on what you have already written. To research, click on the search bar at the top, and use this just as you would a normal Google search. You can also search for items in your drive. As you can see, you can search for websites, images, and as just mentioned, your drive. To visit a search result, simply click on it, and a new tab will pop up redirecting you to that chosen search result, whether it being a web page or an image. If you want to cite something, hover over the result and click on the quotation marks icon. Doing this will add a footnote with the citation. This can make it easier when writing research reports. Google Docs allows you to transcribe your voice. This means that you can speak into your microphone, and whatever you say will be typed for you. This could be useful if you are unsure how to spell a certain word, and can have Google transcribe it for you. Another use for voice typing is if you just want to quickly take a bunch of notes without actually having to type it. To use voice typing, you must be accessing Google Docs via Google Chrome. Go up to Tools, and then select Voice Typing. A little pop-up window will appear with a giant microphone in the middle. If you want to speak in a language other than English, click on the drop-down menu and select your language. To start transcribing, click on the microphone button. If you haven't used this feature before, Chrome might ask you if Google Docs can have access to your microphone. Hit Allow. Begin speaking to transcribe. If you want to do things like add a period or start a new line, simply say period or start a new line, and Google will transcribe it for you. While Google Docs has a multitude of features built in, there's also the ability to add functionality to it in the form of add-ons. Add-ons are kind of like browser extensions, and there are a ton of them. There are thousands of add-ons, all with different features, like ones that add the ability to insert AP and MLA citations, ones to assist you in making diagrams, and much, much more. To search for and install add-ons, simply go up to the menu bar, click Add-ons, and then select Get Add-ons. And that's that. You've now been given an overview of Google Docs, along with some tips and tricks to help you enhance your experience. Make sure you practice using Google Docs yourself so you can become more familiar with it. Please be sure to check out our related resources on learning with other Google technologies. And for more information on academic support resources and strategies, visit us at usm.maine.edu/agile.